Good morning, everyone. I hope you're okay. We don't need a full lesson for lesson 7 today. What you're going to do, you're going to look at this map and you're going to try and work out what it actually tells you. So if you have a look in the top corner, you will see there's some questions there for you. What you want to do is you want to look at each of the crusades. So each one is a different colour. Which shows all the different crusades, and it gives you some more information by here. So you can see that the purple route is the First Crusade, the one that Pope Urban II encouraged Christians to go on. And then you'll see the green, obviously second, third, fourth. So this is the routes that were taken by the Crusaders at that time. You will see we also have some colours which refer to the Christian lands, which are purple, which you can see here. Then you've got the Muslim lands, which are yellow, which you can see down here. And then you've got the kingdoms established by the Crusaders, which are here. And you can see we've got Jerusalem that we looked at in a previous lesson. And then you've got another group here of kingdoms established by the Crusaders. So they are areas that the Crusaders managed to conquer and take over. So your task is to answer these questions. What can you decipher from each crusade? What do you notice about the religious lands? And what other information can you decipher just by using this map? So you're using your own decipher skills. If you have a look down the bottom, you can see some geography skill work, what Muslim power ruled lands close to the Christian city of Constantinople, and then which crusade did not make it to Jerusalem. Where did the crusade end? So when you look at this map, you should be able to work out some information. So let's just have a look at the purple route. So this is our First Crusade. You can see it started in 2 different places, both on this side, which is just past France, coming into Italy. The Crusaders then went on 2 routes initially, and you can see that they've joined here, and then you can see that one set of crusades went this way to Rome and then across, and then this crusade met in Genoa and then took down to here into Sicily. When we follow the lines all the way through, we can see then that this First Crusade came into one of the kingdoms of the Crusades and ended here in Antioch and Edessa. Okay, and that's where they stopped. They didn't quite make it to Jerusalem. However, you can see on the First Crusade, this group of Crusaders did make it to Jerusalem. Okay, so what do you think that tells us? Think about Rome. Who would be in Rome? Why do you think there was some of those First Crusaders went all the way to Rome and then went on from there to fight the Crusades? So there's your First Crusade. So you could pause here and then answer those questions. What do you think about the length, the route, and the places visited? Then take the next one, which would be the green route, which was the Second Crusade. You can see we start higher up in Europe this time, and there is just one set of Crusaders, and they work your way down into Constantinople, where they break off into a set that goes to here and a set that makes it to Jerusalem. So there's your Second Crusade. What does that tell you? Think about what would that have been like to have gone that distance in medieval times. Bearing in mind, lots would have come from here over. All right, very difficult journey. They would have had to gone over those land. So you might need to have a little look at what do you know about this area here? What do you know about the terrain, the weather, the conditions? What do you think when they all came together here and then broke off? What does that tell you about the Crusades? So that's your Second Crusade. You can pause it here. And then your Third Crusade is the red. Now, this one is really interesting because we were coming from here, quite close to Britain at the time, and we travelled by sea all the way around. We stop here in Portugal, and then we come across here, and you can see there are lots of different groups in the red, okay, that make it the red. This red makes it all the way to Jerusalem. This group makes it to here. Both of these lands, which are kingdoms which are established by the Crusades. You can pause that now and then have a look at that Fourth Crusade, which is the yellow, and you can see it starts in Venice in Italy. It goes mainly by sea around, but it only gets as far as Constantinople. So when you look at those, what do they tell you? How did they get there? What would they have been through? What would the medieval Christians have had to go through just to get there? Who else would have been involved? And how would they have made that journey? When you look at the end goal, which is there in Jerusalem, what does that tell you there? Okay. So you can see that the yellow, which is the Muslim lands, are all very much down this end. Look at here. You've got, they stopped near Muslim lands. What do you think might have happened here? Okay. Who do you think might have joined them? And what does this tell you about Christianity in Europe? The fact that all of this was Christian land. It would be really interesting to find a map now to see what kind of religions we have in those different areas. So from here, you could now pause this and you could then write your answers to the questions. Bearing in mind, to get a really good idea of this now, you would need to maybe do a bit more additional research. Maybe you could go onto a website, or you could find out, pick one of those crusades maybe, and see what evidence, see what sources you can find that support some of your ideas. It's not a long lesson, this one, but it is really important that you understand the routes and how difficult that trip would have been, how difficult that would have been to have gone all the way from Britain, all the way down to Jerusalem. And that is lesson 7. Whilst it seems easy, because there's not a lot of writing to do, there's no PE answer to do, it's really important that you get as much information as you can from that map. Okay, so I'll leave that to you now and see what you can come up with. Thanks for everyone who has sent in work for your excellence teachers to mark, sent in work for us to have a look at, so that we can plan as a team what we need to maybe give you for the next few lessons. Okay, take care, stay safe, bye.